Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Benoons.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. Everybody, welcome to the show. It's Summer Housing Day. Summer Housing Finale and Day. We're glad to be here. We have two final shows, Seattle, June 12th, and Los Angeles, June 19th. Final shows on the Mounting Hysteria Tour. Get your tickets at watchwhatcrappens.com. It's also where you find links to our Patreon. This week, we've got a 3-part road trip video bonus episode in Texas. That was a really fun one. Go check it out. Starting in June, we will be doing Love Island recaps. Patreon exclusive. Join us for that. Also, Friday, we have an interview with Below Deck Down Under's Serena, Chef Serena. That's a really good one. And next week, we've got a bunch of special guests while Ben is enjoying Norway. We've got Kempire, Amy Phillips, Ryan Bailey, Laura Shanehalls from SUP, the boys from Page 6's Virtual Reality, and Danny Pellegrino. So join us next week while Ben is living it up in Norway, baby. You excited? You ready to go, Ben? It's your last show of the week.
Oh my God, last show, and then I'm going to hit the fjord. I'm really excited. It's weird. I've never done. It's a tour. I've never done a tour before, and I'm going solo. It's just so strange and exciting, and I don't know. We'll see. I will have many tales, I'm sure. Many of them will probably be uninteresting. I'll be like, I stepped in a puddle and my foot was so wet. Like, great story, Ben. Glad you enjoyed Norway.
They're not uninteresting to us, my little lovey face.
Why, thank you.
So follow Ben's Instagram and watch where he's going.
Where in the world is
that
Ben
shit all
Mandleker?
week like a TV show. So I'm excited.
Yeah. I'll try to post it on the gram, all the good content.
Yeah,
all the good
gotta
fjord
post the content on the gram. Also, you need to do the squirrel picture that you took. You need to post that on your Instagram or the Crappens Instagram.
I posted it on the Crappens story last night.
Oh, okay.
Someone wrote a comment saying, I came here for squirrel content and I don't see it.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's what I'm saying.
So I put it up. It's on our stories.
You
So
talk
go
about a
check it out
squirrel,
while you
need
can.
to show the squirrel.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to put it on the grid because by the time this episode airs, the story will have expired. So we'll make sure that baby squirrel clutching to a power cable is memorialized on our grid.
Okay, well, that squirrel is clutching to that power line like some of these cast members are clutching to fame. It's the Summer House finale. Lexi and Jesse making a go at the most dramatic storyline that nobody cares about on this show. Well, maybe some people care about it. I've stopped caring.
I felt like my climax. Last week I was like, this is an amazing episode. I love what's going on here. I was just wrapped up in the drama. This week I was like, okay, I'm done with it.
Yeah, I'm pushing my limit with the Lexi and Jesse thing. You've known each other for 5 minutes. This is too much, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's over.
So let's start out. We're still at the Freedom Dinner, and which is still my favorite thing of the whole season. Congratulations to me for being a furry. And Lexi has just said to Sierra, I'm sorry, like after everything I've heard, I don't trust you. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't trust you. And Sierra just gives this look like, what's your name? Like, who the fuck is this person?
She's like, do you feel like I've been mean to you? No, I think you're just like, I think you're like very different. Like, I'm very like hot. And sometimes like you're like, you can be kind of like, let me suss it out. And I love that. Like, I love how you're like, sus, you know, but like, I feel like things I've like heard all summer. It's like, you guys are like taking it too far. It's just like weird. Okay. Like, and I say this as someone who has a mom and a sister in the next room listening in on this conversation. I just think that what you're doing is weird.
Yeah, like I'm saying that as someone who like talks about like sex videos with her mom. Someone posted on Reddit something from the 6 and 9 podcast, what she does with her mom, where they're talking about how they both have sex tapes and like how they help each other with their sex tapes and like giving each other advice on their sex tapes and stuff. This is one odd fucking family, man. Really, really is. Really weird family. And so now she's blaming Sierra for not being able to bond with her all summer because of what Jesse was saying, which I kind of see what she's saying because there is Jesse being a douchebag, but there's also Lexi coming in and immediately attaching herself to a man and ignoring the women all summer, which is also what happened. So
there is time in the day to be with the hunk that you're attracted to and also to talk to the people in the house. Like you can actually do both.
I will not call Jesse a hunk. I will not give you that.
I think he's a hunk. He's a hunk. He's a douchebag, but I think he's a hunk.
No.
Give him a hunk.
I won't.
He's a hunk.
Especially after his high school picture last week.
That was not a hunk.
There are some pictures you just shouldn't give to production. Someone had to give that picture to production. Someone thought that was okay. And his name was Jesse. Okay. You ruined it, Jesse.
Yeah. Yeah. But that being said, I think like Lexi is abdicating a lot of her own personal responsibility in this situation to like actually talk with other people in the house. I do think though that Jesse does get off on pitting the girls against each other in this case. And I think that sort of both sides are true in this debate.
So Jesse's like, so do you think she wasn't able to bond with you guys because of me? Or like, what are you saying? And she's like, yeah, I do think that. And Paige is like, I mean, did you actually isolate her? No. But, you know, when you meet someone, ... And Jesse's like, but she's saying it was intentional. And Gabby jumps in with, stop worrying about your perception for a second. Gabby's just got her martini. She's just like making little barbs at everybody. Like,
yeah. She's over this entire thing. And Sierra's like, I totally get you and Jesse are enamored with each other, but like, did you make yourself fully available to us also? No, that's why I sent Tiffany in to be me. Remember all those conversations you had with me? It was Tiffany all the time. Don't you understand? That's how we do it. Sierra's like, well, I think that's like what was kind of different between y'all's relationship and me and Wes' relationship, because he made himself available to everyone outside of what we're doing, which is why he was really popular. And you're like, not popular with the audience, you know?
Yeah, she's like, listen, I had friends here still that I kept up with, and so did West. It wasn't just all about the couple. And Lexi's like, you were like 100% right. And I was probably like not being like 100% Jesse, leave me alone so I can talk to the other girls. So that was my fault. But like I connected with him and I really liked you. Hence why I fought for our relationship, like for the last month, even after I've been clowned. And Gabby's like, preach, honey. Yeah, preach.
So Wes is like, what changed from when you dumped him like 2 weeks ago? Well, I'm like breaking up with him because I just can't trust him. Yeah, the trust is gone. Yeah, like when my friends are asking like, who are you dating? And like, what's going on in your life? And I'm literally embarrassed to say, Tiffany and I are dating you because like you've treated me like shit for half of our relationship. But like half of your relationship is literally like 3 weeks. So I mean, this is really just a lot for such a short.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I had to remind myself that this is because she's just found out that Jesse told everybody that the reason Lexi broke up with him was because she was pissed off about Sierra stuff and got jealous about the US Open, which looked like absolute bullshit because last week we saw her break up with him and she's like, I don't want to be with someone I can't trust. So then he went to the house and was like, well, she broke up with me because of Sierra stuff. And so it looked like a total fucking lie. But at the end of the last episode, I was thinking, it sounds like something Lexi would say, which we find out at the end of this episode that Lexi did in fact say it in a different conversation, but that she was trying to keep that off camera and Jesse didn't give a shit because she broke up with him. So he put it on camera. So it's all kind of confusing because of what's happened on camera and what's happened off. But I understand she's confronting him over making it sound like her breakup thing was anything other than I can't trust you, you know? So I have to like give her a little grace there until we get to the end and we find out that she did say all that stuff.
I don't think she's 100% entitled to be like, I'm breaking up with you because I don't trust you, because I think that Jesse is a slippery motherfucker. And I'm glad she noticed it very quickly. So
and also, she didn't say any of the Sierra stuff when she did in fact say it.
Yeah, she's like a little bit more culpable than she lets on, but I still put most of the blame on Jesse. And I am happy for her. The only person I'm happier for is Paige, who's sitting there like, oh my God, this is kind of like the best night of all time. This is
Paige is loving it. Paige is fucking loving it. And so Jesse's like, oh, I haven't treated you like shit. I mean, yeah, you have. And she's like, but you like lie by omission, if not lie fully. So yeah, it's like a lot of kinds of lying and you're sneaky. And like, you don't want to be my friends. You only want me to yourself because you like to suffocate me. Okay. Okay.
And
I think
Lindsay
he doesn't want to meet your friends because he's out with you and your parents every single night. Like, do you ever do anything alone? I mean, I even hate standing up for Jesse. They're both annoying. They're just both annoying.
Yeah.
It's one of those is the quagmire because it's like we were just talking about the Valley. And so if you get annoyed with one person, in that case, Janet, it's almost like you're kind of sticking up for the other person, in that case, Danny. And I'm not sticking up for Danny. And in this case, I'm not sticking up for Jesse. I'm just saying, Lexi, you are highly annoying. Jesse's a douchebag and you are also highly annoying. I need you both to stop.
They both kind of want to suffocate each other in different ways. And she doesn't like that he's doing all the suffocating because she wants to suffocate him with her like friends and family. And he wants to suffocate her with just him and his smile. So she's like, that's not fair that you only get to suffocate me. I want to suffocate you too. And Lindsay's sitting there. She has this spoon and she's just making these fakes. She's just, and it's like her short circuiting is like, it's breaking. It's like too much freedom for her to take in right now.
So West is trying to stand up for Jesse and he's like, okay, so you're saying that he wants to hang out with you too much, but like he's also suffocating you. Yeah, West, both things can happen.
Yes.
Both things can be true, sir. And Gabby's like, shut up, West.
Which was great. Wes is like, but it contradicts himself. And she goes, mm-hmm. And then Paige is like, no, Wes, speak up. Come on, speak up. Because I think Paige wants Wes to fall into a trap. Because I've never heard Paige be ever interested in Wes speaking up. Also, can we stop acting like this is a moment of personal growth for Wes, for him saying a few sentences at the dinner table? They're like, you can do it. Speak up. Say it. You're almost there. And Wes is like, in this house, Jesse's relationship with everyone beside you and Emerald have a year's worth of ground. And Lexi's like, okay,
oh my God. Great. She's like, amazing. A whole year? Wow. Wow. You guys have really known each other a long time. And he's like, well, it's longer than a few weeks. And so Gabby's like, oh, West. And he's kind of annoyed with her. He's like, the fucking ad-libs with you. Like, can I just talk? And she's like, mm-hmm. So just because he knows his girls more, he gets to say more shit and gets to run his mouth. And West is like, yeah, like and he's just telling us, but he's like, at this point, everyone has had their relationship scrutinized except for Gabby. She's like had 3 years of coasting and talking about nothing personal. So
that's because A, I feel like none of you actually talk to her, and B, she doesn't have a relationship. Like you can't fault her. You can't fault her for like not opening about her relationship when she has none. Okay. She tried. Remember, Danielle cockblocked her. So Lexi is like,
yeah, but I can see the side of like, why does this person always get to have a comment about every fucking thing so strongly, but never shares anything? Because that's what goes on the other shows all the time, you know?
Yeah, but Wes does the same thing. Wes goes and he hooks up with someone, outside the house, and then he slinks back. So I don't know. I just don't want to hear it from Wes. Anyone else can say it. I don't want to hear it from Wes with Gabby. So yeah, I'm just going to come up with, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what logic you throw at me. I'm just gonna be like, no, I reject it from you, West. So Lexi's
West still sucks for sure.
Yeah. Lexi's like,
Gabby's right. And I would like you to stop stirring the pot, especially in the last weekend. Like, let us try to make friendships finally.
Like, I'm ready to make an effort in the final weekend, and he's trying to stop it. You're trying to guarantee that you'll have a spot next season at the last second after you've blown this storyline.
Yeah. So then, then they're like, okay, fine, we're done. So they're all like hugging. Kyle hugs Lexi, and then Lexi turns to Wes and is like,
maybe shut the fuck up. You talk more than Gabby, so shut the fuck up.
He's like, whoa. But Sierra is like, no, you can say whatever you want, okay? Because he only talks that much one-on-one, not in a group setting. But in the context of this conversation, he was doing a good job. So, Wes, I'm going to give you a compliment. You said a few things at the dinner table, and that ends your storyline for the season.
And Gabby's like, well, I'm not giving credit for mediocrity. So, sure. And Paige goes, and don't forget, Carl's free too. So they all start laughing. It's like, yeah, well, what I'm hoping for after the freedom dinner is that I'm free from talking about this dinner and break up ever again. Oh, even though I've talked about it all season, like I'm the biggest fucking victim in the world and overcame, the greatest hardship of all, named Lindsay, the pestilence called Lindsay.
All right. Yeah, well, Lindsay and I were definitely not going back to the friendship we had before. Like, she can do her thing and I can do mine. And like, yeah.
So now Jesse and Paige are sitting out while the boys are getting ready to go out for boys' night. And Paige is like, I really hate you, Jesse. I mean, it could have been way worse. Like, I'm always for the girls. And you didn't fuck another girl or like cheat on her. Like, technically cheat on her. I mean, you toe cheated on her.
He's like, yeah, I know I didn't have malicious intent. Like, sorry, I was obsessed with you. Yeah, you just went too quick, too hard. It was more than we all could handle. And I'm glad you learned your lesson and maybe humiliated yourself along the way. And he's like, yeah, I definitely learned my lesson. So then Sierra walks by and she's like, what? So you don't like me? Is that what's going on? He's like, no, that's not what I said. I said, I'm so glad Sierra and I are friends again. Oh, why doesn't anyone understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's like, oh, don't touch my arm. Just kidding. Just kidding. Stop flirting with me. Just kidding. Bad joke. Bad joke. So they're laughing and the guys get ready to go out. And Lexi is like, oh my God, like I don't even want to sleep in my room because like every time I've slept in here, Jesse's like been in here.
So Lindsay calls Turner and she's like,
Dinner was great.
and that was it. And then Lexi's talking to Gabby and she's like,
It just like makes me like sad that like my summer has been like for Jesse, and to be like over at the end of it just like is a bummer.
and Gabby's like, yeah, that sucks, but we're going to get better. We're going to have such a fun weekend. Apparently our party's at capacity. It's going to be the best weekend ever that America is not going to see because we have to cut away to see Lindsay's updates and Paige's updates at the end of the episode.
Thank God. I loved it. I was better than the whole season, that last scene. I was like, this is what I need. So, Lexi's like, yeah, well, Jesse probably invited his entire, like, sorority. Which he did, by the way. He actually did. So then, it's bedtime. The girls are going to bed and stuff. And Sierra and Paige are talking about their ideal man. And Sierra's like, physical features only. I don't know if I need to hear this, Sierra, because you've been with Jesse. No, you haven't been with Jesse. You chose West and Austin. And who was the other one? She liked Corey too. Didn't she like Corey?
I think maybe she had a passing interest in him. I don't remember. I think she's just really into like a melting candle kind of looking guy, whether it's tall or short.
A really leathery, early leathery guy.
Yeah. So Paige is like, oh, this is really easy. I like 6'3" and above, longer hair, in a suit, doesn't sew, lives anywhere but Charleston. Name has more than one syllable, and I'm not in a relationship with him already.
My type is anyone but Craig.
Doesn't take me to Australian food and make me eat kangaroo while I'm trying to break up with him. That's my
It would be super nice. This isn't a physical trait, but it would be super nice to date a guy that didn't refer to me as poultry. That'd be great.
I would like a guy who doesn't want to make me sit next to a cricket machine for the rest of our relationship and also take care of bees.
It would also be nice to find a guy who didn't call Coke Adderall, because it's very confusing when I'm going out.
Sierra, question for you. How many times genuinely do you think you've been in love? She goes, well, I've only told one person I'm in love with him. Oh, I told all my boyfriends I was in love with him, but you know what? Looking back, it wasn't love. I just like really loved my life and they just were there. Anyway,
so romantic. So her tour is starting in 10 days and she's, been more anxious than excited. So she's mad at herself and she's going to like try and stop thinking, is Craig okay? Is Craig mad about it? Is Craig dead yet? I wonder if Craig's dead. I wonder if Craig accidentally took that cyanide pill that I left in his vitamins that morning. Oh God. Should I look at the ring cam?
I hope my plan to train the bees to attack Craig one day actually pans out, because that was a lot of effort to train them like that.
I hope that coating all of Craig's underwear in bee pollen works out.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So everyone comes back from a night of partying. Kyle tries to sneak into his bedroom with Amanda. He's making creaking noises.
That's pretty funny. Man, this is one of those moments where I'm like, we just watched a Valley, which is all about, oh my God, is he an alcoholic? And I brought up Kyle. Please just let Kyle be. Because watching Kyle squeak on one piece of wood and then walk to not squeak on another piece, to not wake Amanda up one night was good. It was a good scene.
Yeah, and West, there was some talk at the end of the episode of sort of like, is this the end? Sort of suggesting maybe the old guard might be retiring from Summer House soon. And if that does happen, it's good to see West taking on the late night binge role that Kyle has. This week was not a muffin. There was no muffin man, but West did find Carl's rejected sandwiches by
Forgotten sandwiches.
and brought Carl's soft sandwiches into the bedroom. And
Yeah, he brought the discarded soft sandwiches into the room. The thing with West is it's not as fun because West isn't a late night binger. He's just a binge binger. It's like all day. With Kyle just has to be shit faced, but West is just all day. Like, bring him on.
Well, because Kyle also like fastidiously works on his body. He like jogs, and he's got like, Kyle has like a really good body, but then late at night he's like, muffins.
But I would say West is my goal body.
Wes has a nice body, actually. He
Yeah,
has
Wes is my goal body.
husky
That's like
muscle.
Yeah, I like seeing like someone who's not, like totally skinny and too worked out and also eats. It's like, that's nice. It's hot. Ugh. But it's West. I mean, not West. I'm not saying West. I'm just saying like that's my ideal body type. Because the girls talked about it, okay? Leave me alone.
Yeah. Girl talk. So then it's the morning. Emerald is on this episode, actually, and he has woken up and he has a little boner in his underwear, and he's wearing that kind of underwear that kind of like puts a pocket around your dick, so it like accentuates it. But in his case, it just looks like a little bird beak sticking out. I was like, didn't need to see that, but there it is. And then Gabby's like,
he does. He wears those underwear. I have those underwear too. I don't wear them all the time, but I have some like this where they put the seam right down the middle of your wiener, and then they put the little corner on it, and it's supposed to make your wiener look bigger, I think. But wieners are odd things, and they move in different directions. Like your wiener could be like this big in 1 minute and this big the next minute, or hiding inside of you, or sideways. Like, you don't know what it's going to do. Sometimes it's an L. It's just an L, like a pig wiener. You never know what it's going to do. And so those underwear don't always work out right. And this was an example of that. His wiener was like pointing one way, and then the seam was pointing the other way. And it just looked like they're trying to high five two different people.
Every time I've seen those types of underwear styles on like a website, like on like an underwear website, I just always feel like they look very beaky. They look very pointy. It doesn't you don't look at it and be like, whoa, that guy's got a package. It just looks like a strange kind of like triangle, like a weird point. It looks like it doesn't, at least as I've seen it advertised, it hasn't really.
It can, but when like your wiener is in the right mood, they look great.
Oh, okay.
It just depends on the mood of your wiener, like everything.
Yeah, like so much of life. So Gabby, meanwhile, has her own issues. She's like, I slept so hard, my pimple patch creased. And I have to say, the trend of the pimple patches is kind of funny. Like, a girl got on the airplane the other day, and she had so many little blue stars all over her face. I'm like, at some point, this is kind of a lateral move, right? Like, this is...
Pimples are better.
It's like you're like, I don't want people to see that I have I have blemishes on my face, so I'm just gonna put giant stars on all over my face instead, and I will totally fit in.
Okay, so now it's like breakfast time, and Jesse doesn't want to get out of bed. I have to hang out with a girl who dumped me yesterday. Whatever, you invited like a whole bus load of thoughts over. You'll be fine.
Yeah. He's like, I can't believe how this is going to end. I mean, I'd rather have, Lexi thinks I'd rather have loved and then lost than never have loved at all. But now that sounds dumb as shit. I just want to hook up. I'd rather be like, hey, you look sexy. Let's fuck,
Yeah, I'm not going to feel bad for you, Jesse. You dug your own fucking grave with an extremely obnoxious person. So now everyone's gathering in the kitchen and eating, and Emerald went to get sandwiches, all that good stuff. And then Amanda takes sandwiches.
Yes. Sorry, I was going to say Jesse sings, and he goes, good morning, it's time to wake up in the morning, my sweet fellow. And Gabby goes, that's a bit much. Because, yeah, well, it's just what my mom sang to me every day of my life.
That explains a lot.
Yes, it does.
That explains your inflated sense of self, sir. Okay, so when people tell me don't blame the mother, watch this scene.
Yeah, watch singing that song until he's like 28. No, let's not. So yeah, Amanda brings sandwiches to Sarah and Paige in bed. She's like, "Can I be part of Giggly Squad?" No, more mayo, please. Then Lexi goes to check in on Lexi because I feel like one thing that people are not really talking about is how like Lindsay and Gabby are like clearly grooming Lexi to be on their own bed click. They're like, yeah, okay, they don't want you to be part of it, so you can join our side of the house. Because I know everyone's like down with Lindsay now. I do not think this is a permanent relationship with Paige and Lindsay. I think the ceasefire will end and they will be back at war soon enough.
Oh, I hope not, because I love seeing them as friends. They're so much more fun to watch as friends. But Lexi's in there doing her hair very dramatically. She's like, so she's like, are you okay, Lexi? She's like, I'm just like overwhelmed because like it's not like a normal situation that you live with someone you dated within 3 seconds. Girl, it's one day. And you broke up with him yesterday. You could have faked it until today. I can't with Lexi anymore. I'm done with Lexi. Is Lexi going to be back next year? Yes or no? What do you think?
I think she will because she has a lot of Instagram followers and I think Bravo cares about that. So I'm going to say yes.
Ugh.
Yeah. So Lindsay is like, because she's saying like it's really hard because Jesse is like the only person that she really became friends with, and so she normally would go running to him with issues, and now she can't, so she just feels really lonely. And Lindsay's like, well, maybe just try not to look in his direction at all, just pretend he doesn't exist. You know,
he's like the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. You're not going to escape him. Every time you think you got away, you're just going to see teeth in front of you. I'm like, oh, geez, Here we go again.
So now everyone's setting up this party outside, which is like death themed, a lot of like Grim Reapers, it's like scary Halloweenish, etc. And then guess who shows up? Everyone's favorite passenger on the LIRR. It's Danielle.
It's Danielle, that bundle of positivity. You know your life is over, right, Lindsay? Here's Danielle. And she's like, oh my God, and Jeremy's still in the afternoon?
As a founder and CEO, I get out of my jammies at 8 a.m. every morning, no matter what time of year. Founder CEO.
By the way, I broke up with Jesse. And she's like, again?
I'm a sassy girlfriend. I'm basically like a Miranda and a Samantha, all mixed up together. So then Sierra trips downstairs, and then everyone, like Paige and Sierra, like cuddle under a comforter on the sofa while everyone's setting things up. And then there are these like tombstones that they can customize for the party. So Danielle goes to Lindsay. She goes, oh, you know what you can write on your tombstone, Lindsay? Death to your vagina as you know it. And he's like, no, thank you. Please don't advertise that on national TV.
Why is Lindsay friends with Danielle? Like, I could see why she was before when Danielle was like kissing her butt all the time. But Danielle's just horrible now. Like, get rid of her. Why are you even inviting her over here? If someone said that to me right before I had a baby, girl.
Yeah. So then Lexi makes a tombstone and it says,
here lies Jesse's lies. July 4th to August 30th.
So people are getting dressed up, they're getting makeup and everything. They're getting into like costumes.
I do feel kind of bad for Lexi on this topic because she's trying to make her breakup this season finale thing, which is why she held it to season finale weekend. And she's like trying to make it this big drama and nobody cares. It's like nobody cares. Like, okay, well, that was a fun dinner. Lexi dumped Jesse. All right, let's make tombstones. Like nobody cares. And she's trying to make this tombstone that's like this big burn. And everyone's like, oh,
yeah,
great.
Oh, that's funny.
Great tombstone.
Lexi. Yeah. But it is kind of worth it because it's really funny to see Jesse's smile turn into the trapezoid. Like that's kind of my favorite thing. He's like, So then people show up. Sierra, her scary costume is that she is going to be basically like a white guy day trader or someone who works in finance, and he's got cocaine under the nose, blonde hair, etc. And Wes is like, I don't understand. I don't get it. She's like, I don't have to explain why it's scary. Okay. You know why it's scary. Okay. Look outside. Read the New York Times. I'm scary.
So Jesse comes down and says hi. Lindsay's dressed as a handmaid's, which is perfect from the Handmaid's Tale. I love that. And they're joking, like Paige is putting Wes in the coffin. It's hilarious. So Danielle tells Lindsay. So Danielle, Lindsay, and Kyle are sitting there. And Danielle's like, oh my God, you guys, I love us. This has been like the best summer. Look at all the fun times we've had. Like, let's list off my best moments. That was fun. They rolled the clip. That was so much fun, you guys. This has been the best summer. I'm so glad we had another summer where I'm another full cast member. This has been great. Yeah, I'm like so glad we're doing this you guys? Like, it's been amazing being an entire, like, whole full cast member the whole summer. It's like the time of our lives. Like, these are the best days of our lives. Am I right, guys?
Personally, I can like keep doing this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like a freak. I could like do this for the next like 40 years of my life, you know? And Danielle's like, yeah, but it kind of feels like an end. It truly does. Like, just because you got fired from the show doesn't mean that we are going to quit in solidarity.
I know.
Okay?
Danielle's trying to make everybody's retirement party. Like, girl, you got fired already. What are you even doing here? I'm sure
she's trying to create like, yeah, she's trying to create like a series finale moment. It's like, no, we are going to hold. We're riding this train as long as we can, and you don't get to tell us when we're kicked off.
You're not rewriting history. You're already fired. You may be coming to terms with it today, but it happened a year ago. So bye.
Yeah, but it kind of just like feels like the end. It truly does.
Nope, not the end for me. Baby, we'll party. Not a problem for me.
We will be doing shots off the baby's belly button next summer. And Carl, like, I mean, but you know, like at a certain point, you gotta stop pissing in bushes and eating muffins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, you kind of have to like hang up the cleats. And remember, I just want to remind you guys all, I do love us. Okay, I love us. And they're like,
No, what cleats? Not gonna hang up cleats. Staying on my cleats. Cleats on my feet.
Oh, yeah, you like to think there's a new chapter brewing somewhere. Yeah, you're delusional. Like, Lindsay, you're Delulu if you think this is not an ending. You are like Delulu. It's over. Roll the credits. It's over. It's sponsored by Uber Eats. It's over. It's done.
could someone bring in Green Day so we could sing that song? You and I, the best time of our lives. Okay, that's a wrap.
Danielle just trying to pretend that her ending wasn't fucking the balloon twisty animal guy at the last party.
know.
Sorry, your ending was already written.
Danielle really thinks she's having a like full circle moment. Like, look at us, three of the OGs just here together to wish us all well and go off to being adults. And they're like, nope, no ending here. Nope.
Yeah. So Lindsay's like, I'm going through the process of going through an identity crisis. Like, what am I going to do for money? Like, where am I going to live in the summer? Am I going to even leave New York City? Who's Turner? Is Turner even real? I don't know.
Are there babysitters in the Hamptons? Because if there are, I am back next season. No problem.
Yeah. This will not be an
Paige
issue.
leaves her cat in the apartment. Can I leave a baby in my apartment? I mean, all I need is a ring cam, right? I don't know.
Danielle's like, no, well, it's a beginning for you, and everyone's next chapter looks different. And, you know, for a new chapter to begin, an old one has to end. And this one is ending right now.
No, it's not. Stop it.
So they've hired a scare guy to come, you know, like one of those not scary farm
Yeah,
people.
it's Joan Van Ark.
Joan
They
Van
hired
Ark.
Joan Van Ark to come and scare people. She's like, ew. Was that the one she was on?
So there's a scary guy coming around to scare people. And Wes is like, is Gabby twerking on the scary guy? And sure enough, they showed the guy trying to scare everybody. And Gabby's just like dancing ass up against this guy.
And then Jesse is flirting with girls. He's like, hey, are you guys cousins? Sisters? Nice. Hey, did your mom ever sing, good morning, good morning, good morning to my sweet guy?
Wow, Jesse's really getting right back into it. He's douching all over 1, 2, 3, 4 blonde people. And Lexi's like, how does this make me feel?
And then the girls are like, oh my God, Jesse, do you have like 2 seats to go back to the city tomorrow? Because we will literally do anything for this.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, you guys need a ride? You're so pretty. I'd do anything for you. How's this guy only 28? He seems like someone's dad every time.
Yeah.
Like in that scene in a couple of weeks ago when he was doing like push-ups by the pool. He was trying to like do pool push-ups. He has like his like dad bod doing push-ups. He's just such a dad. How is he so young?
Yeah, I really don't know. So now Lexi and Jesse are talking in the kitchen. And Lexi's like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, I don't even know how to have a not negative conversation with you. And she's like, yeah. He's like, I mean, we started the summer so strong. We can end strong. And she goes, well,
I just decided I don't plan on having a friendship with you anytime soon.
He's like, what? Now, where did that come from?
She's trying to have her moment. Like her finale is over. Like she's been trying to have this huge finale fight and he's not giving it to her. And so she's going to try again in the middle of this party. So she's like, okay, well, I'm upping the ante. I'm not even going to be friends with you. Now I'm breaking up as friends. It's like, Lexi, give it up, girl. It's just not working. Nobody cares.
Yeah, like I support her breaking up with him for sure, 100%, because he is like, she can't trust him. But then all of a sudden now she's going to be like, I'm not going to be friends with you. Is it because she saw him flirting with girls and she's like, I want to prove to America that I'm not the jealous person that Jesse says I am by revoking our friendship because he was talking to other girls.
Yeah, I think she's just trying to have a big finale moment and he's not giving it to her. So she's just poking. She's like, I mean, like, since we broke up like 5 minutes ago, there's been like so much deception. Since 5 minutes ago. Like right now, that's just not what friendship that I'm looking for. I mean, that's been a lot of short-term deception after long-term deception.
Again, I'm largely on Lexi's side, but where's the deception? What other deception happened since then?
I'm no longer on Lexi's side. Lexi's full of shit. Lexi's thirsty, and I'm done with her. I'm done with Jesse, too. I'm not on his side either. I'm choosing no sides in this. They're both annoying. But at this point, she's upping the annoyance factor more than Jesse. At least Jesse's just trying to, like, move on, you know? And she's like, I mean, like, now we're breaking up as friends. So
yeah, I just didn't understand this move. Unless the only way it makes sense is what you said. Like she's just trying to have a reality show moment. But I'm like, why are you like, I don't understand why I had to get to this point. Really, it's just such a stupid relationship in the first place. And he's like, I mean, the way we broke up, it was so peaceful and so amicable. Like, I would have loved to have continued that energy. And she's like,
I did continue the energy, and then you got the house involved. I didn't get the house involved. I only got Tiffany and my mom and my dad involved.
Right, Mom? Her mom's under the counter. She's like, you're doing great, honey.
I didn't get the house involved.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't want to get the house involved. Yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did, Jesse. Okay. None of Lexi's being annoying makes you less of a douche. Okay. Yes, you did do it. And he's like, well, I went up to my room to make sure I didn't say anything. You waited until everyone came to your room and then you told them all shit, Jesse.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, yeah. And I mean, I apologize for slipping up and saying one little thing to Sierra. One little thing. Oh yeah. Lexi blames our whole breakup on you.
One little thing. Aside from the toe sucking, I was honest. Yeah. So then then we find out another small crinkle in this cookie, which is Lexi says,
well, that's not based on facts because you didn't tell again the other half of the story. And that's like not fair because this past weekend, I said it would have been nice to ask me to the US Open because you knew I was doing nothing on Monday and it was disheartening. And I just don't want to keep having to teach you.
So he invited Sierra to the US Open instead of Lexi. What do you think about that? I kind of think that like if you're in a tenuous place with your girlfriend, I think you do invite your girlfriend to the US Open before you invite Sierra, especially if Sierra is at like the heart of the issues.
Yeah, but I think it's also proving what he said was true that she said, because he said she was mad that he went to the US Open with Sierra. And she's like, why are you inviting Sierra? Like you're mad at her. And now all of a sudden you're like best friends with her. Like 1 minute you don't like her and now you're suddenly cool with her. Like I'm not cool with that after how she treated me and Wes this whole summer. You're going to the US Open with her. So now I believe that she did say that, but I believe it was in the context of like, I wanted to go to the US Open and instead you take Sierra, who you don't even like supposedly, and who's been mean to me and Lex or West this whole summer, and you take her instead of me to the US Open. So I think it lends credence to him saying that she said all of that stuff, but it puts it in the context of she actually wanted to go and he ditched her for Sierra. So I would say that she kind of is getting caught here, but also she has a right to be pissed that I think he took Sierra to the US Open instead of her.
I think what I said in our last episode, I forget what I said. I said it, I think nicely, and now I don't remember how succinctly and cleanly I said it. But I think no doubt she brought up Sierra, but I don't know if it was as malicious as Jesse presented it to the rest of the housemates as. And so I think for sure if she's like, hello, I'm your girlfriend, and I just said I'm uncomfortable, like how much you've been flirting with Sierra, and then like I want to go to the US Open, this is a cool thing, and then you don't invite Sierra instead, like what the fuck? And then like you guys are having issues but there's no issues with me, so why aren't you inviting me?
Right, but then she turns around in the whole argument, she's like, I never brought up Sierra, I never said any of that stuff, which now it's like,
Well, she said in the breakup she didn't bring it up as reason why.
Well, in that breakup scene, but
clearly it was part of the picture. I don't know.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Trying to have to like get into their minds of what they really said and what they really meant and what they each heard from each other it's
so
really
stupid.
an exercise.
And for the 100th time, I'm just going to say, yes, he's a douchebag who did everything wrong in this relationship, and she's still fucking annoying and coming for Sierra on and off camera in ways that are gross, that she's not fully living up. She's not fully 100%. Admitting to.
100%.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So, she's like, he's like, but that's like opens up the whole relationship. She's,
Well, but you're trying to like pit me and the girls against each other, like you've been quote unquote unintentionally doing all summer. I'm a girls, which is why I was so supportive of another girl going to the U.S. Open. I'm such a girls girl.
Have we heard Lexi ask one of the other girls about how they're doing?
No.
Have we heard Lexi ever say to Paige, "How are you and Craig?" Or have we ever heard her say to Sierra, how is it feeling with you and West? Or have we ever heard her saying to Amanda, what's up with you and Kyle? You guys doing okay? I don't think we've ever heard it. We've seen Lexi in kind of group situations talking about Jesse to the other girls, but I wouldn't say Lexi's the biggest girls girl, like running around to check on the other girls.
And let me enter something else into evidence. For all the talk about like you prevented me from getting to know the other girls, and as much as she says she's a girls girl, okay, by the way, just because you hang out with like Tiffany and your mom all the time does not make you a girl's girl. It just means you're like very into your family.
Incestuous.
Like all the stories we hear of off camera are, like Wes saying, I went out with Jesse and Lexi. Jesse's mad because Lexi and Wes were dancing and Lexi propped up Wes. Like clearly there's room for other people to hang out with Lexi. It's largely West, but the point is all the stories of Lexi hanging out with people outside of Jesse seem to be just the other guys. And so when she says she's a girl's girl, I don't know, because all the stories are not about how she has reached out and hung out with other girls. So it's just been West and other men.
Yeah, so Jesse's like, well, I encouraged you to hang out with the girls. You know, you could have done that. Like, you're going after my character and saying I smothered you. And she's like, you're coming after my character all summer. You are. Like, you're saying I'm jealous, like all summer. Which is true. She's got a point. And he's like, well, we're on a fucking reality show. I'm just talking about my feelings. Like, sorry, watch the show back and you'll see how much I cared. And she says, you watch the show back and you'll see how much lip liner I wear.
But that being said, she has escalated like this from a relationship breakup to a friendship breakup after she saw Jesse talking to other girls. So, and then she's like,
I can't believe you would say I'm a jealous person.
So then they're like, whatever. So they start partying and Jesse goes right back to flirting with other girls. And I'm not saying it's okay that he's flirting with other girls because it is kind of disrespectful and it is passive aggressive. But he's right back. He's right into the mix there, flirting with other girls, and he brings them inside. And Sierra does this whole thing where she like sweeps them out. She's like, I'm going to sweep out the mess with her little broom.
Cause he's flirting with one girl really hard. And she's like, okay, yeah, this girl is really a girl's girl. Just kidding. She's a fucking whore. And I'm getting her out of my house. It's not cool that he's flirting with this girl right in front of Jesse. So she stands up for Lexi and gets the girls out. And then, Amanda's like, oh my God, if I saw him flirting with girls, I would be really pissed.
Yeah. Cause Amanda's now lying down in a coffin and Paige is like, as much as I love everyone, I just want you guys to know I would never survive without you two. Although if I had to choose one, it's Sierra. Sorry, Amanda. And Amanda's like, oh, that's okay. Kyle said he doesn't want me depressed in the fall and the winter, but I'm like, I feel like I'm depressed when I'm without you guys. I don't know what I'm going to do without you guys.
Well, you're going to go home and you are going to marinate in your decisions. His name is Kyle. Look at him over there. He's like,
Paige is like, what we should actually do is a FaceTime call like once a week so we can gossip and catch up. I just love you guys so much. By the way, I just want you to know that I'm unavailable for a FaceTime call until next summer. Okay, bye.
Please don't call me. So then the screens all turn off and everybody goes to bed. And Lindsay's like, usually I'm like, thank God this summer is over. Oh my God, Carl's balls must be like sweating so bad because his pants are so tight. But this is the first summer. Like, I'm actually like sad to go home.
This was like my little bubble of happiness before shit gets real, and like shit's getting real now. Wait a second, that wasn't my goodbye speech. No, don't turn off the cameras. No, stop.
Danielle's like, told you, roll the credit. Roll the credit.
It's over. Get the hook. Get the hook.
I made a tombstone, everybody. Lindsay's TV career.
So then the last screen goes off, which is Lindsay's face, because they always do that at the end of every season. They shut down all the security cameras. But now, boom, 3 months later, December 5th, 8:02 p.m. Lindsay's heading into the hospital
For the labor and delivery department, where's the Marshall signage I said this hospital had to put up? It's part of my influencing deal.
I felt bad for her because it was sad watching her go to the hospital all alone. And like she gets off the elevator and she just like looks like she doesn't know which way to go. I mean, I need someone there with you being like, here we go, honey, sit in this wheelchair. Here's your McDonald's.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't feel bad for her because she does everything. Like Lindsay's sort of evolved into this person who's like, I can do anything by myself. I don't care. I'll go to the hospital by myself.
I mean, I'm like that, but I would be like, wait, I want McDonald's.
She's like,
I feel like you get McDonald's when you go have a baby, right? Is that just in my head? Someone brings you McDonald's and tells you everything's going to be okay and puts you in a wheelchair even though you don't want to be and calls the ambulance even if you don't need one. Come on.
If I knew there was free McDonald's involved with getting pregnant, I would have found a way to turn myself into Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jr. like 10 years ago.
You can do it now. Okay? It's 2025, babe. I support you.
Give me that free McDonald's, okay?
Gestate, biatch. Gestate.
Yeah.
So she goes to the hospital and she has her baby. And so we see her with her little baby. And she's like, I mean, when your parents are like, I've never felt a love, or when parents say generally that, they've never felt like love like a baby. Like, my baby is so cute. It's like true. Other parents are stupid about like, my baby's really cute. My baby was born asking for a rosé. So
I was so proud because my baby came out of the womb and was like 2 for 1 at Marshall's, best deal in town. I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud that it came out with an endorsement.
I would just like to announce my baby is a Maxinista.
So now Monday, December 30th. So Lindsay gets all of 3 seconds of like, just had a baby. Sorry, Monday, December 30th. Paige DeSorbo and Craig Conover have called it quits after 3 years of dating. Paige made the announcement on an episode of Giggly Squad where she said she and Craig decided to no longer be together. And then all of the listeners could hear the sound of 2 lips hitting each ear as she grinned proudly and happily.
January 21st, 2025, Lindsay's apartment. So Lindsay's picking up baby toys. She's in mom life, and Paige comes up like your fabulous auntie, she's like in some, like, I'm a single girl in the city. And Lindsay's like, I just got barf out of my hair. Please come in.
Yeah. Well, I brought gifts for the blessed child. It's basically a Giggly Squad book. Enjoy. So
one is a medic alert bracelet that she can press, and I will come pick her up whenever you're making her absolutely fucking crazy.
Lindsay's like,
do you want to peek in to look at the baby? You want to peek in?
Can I peek in?
Yeah, let's peek in.
So they look in and Paige is like, oh, she's perfect. Okay, should we talk about my stuff now?
Okay.
It's amazing that you gave birth to someone that has less wrinkles than you. Because babies are usually...
Did you poop when you gave birth, or were you still wearing your Depends?
Not sure.
I brought Jenna a blanket that says, my mom is Methuselah. So that's really sweet. Wrap her like a little burrito.
So Lindsay's
I love
like,
that Danielle wasn't here too.
That is funny that Danielle was not there. Yeah. I have so many things to say.
I have so many questions.
I have so many answers.
I have so many... Oh, I don't really know where to go from there.
Mm-hmm. So then Amanda shows up and
she's like, you want to take a peek at the baby? You want to take a peek at the baby? You want to take a peek at the baby?
So Amanda goes in.
She's crying, and Paige is like, oh my God, why are you crying? You're so dramatic. She's like, I'm just thinking like Kyle has 500 million of those inside of him at any given time.
I also like that when Amanda looks at the baby when she's crying, they're playing all this like nice soft music. The producers are like, okay, well, we got no emotional response from Paige, who just said that's nice.
I know. Paige is like, thanks for having me over. Anything new? Your hair looks like shit. Oh, you had a baby. Oh, wow. Let me look at it. Gross. Okay, can we go to the other room where the baby's not?
That looks like one of the sandwiches Emerald got us for breakfast. So Lindsay's like,
It's like Groundhog Day. I'm like, they're like feeding Gemma or pumping or burping. Like literally just do that over and over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day. You're just like feeding Gemma or like pumping or burping.
it's like, oh God, she's in a loop again. Okay, we get it. You're a mom. Groundhog Day. I broke up with someone.
All I'm doing is basically like waiting for this thing to throw up or cry or complain about something or blame me for something or fix something in its life. It's basically like a baby version of Carl.
Pretty much. So then she's like,
Thank God for Turner. He's like incredible, you guys. The thing is that like with this man, like he's like the best guy you could be in this situation with, mainly because he's not there. And that's like so nice for me. I really love that. But like one conflict is that like he's very private and I'm like public, like I'm famous and he's like Danielle, like not famous or loved. So like it's weird.
Yeah, she's basically saying it's really hard because she's public and he's so private, and so her being public gets on his nerves, but his being private is really getting on her nerves because she's like, can we just post this for the gram? And he's like, no. But could you come to the hospital with me because like you'll be on camera, but still, it's no. Like when I said no, I absolutely, but no. And she's like, gross. Like, how am I supposed to profit off this person if I can't have them on my Instagram? Like, I didn't really think this one through.
yeah, exactly. Like I have a Stitch Fix box I'm trying to land here. So
yeah, how am I going to get people to jump from behind a bush to take our pictures if this man won't propose to me on camera? Like, what the hell?
So then Lindsay puts on the pumping machine with like the things and everything. And Paige is like, I love this. It's so Sex in the City. It's like amazing. Wow. Okay, now is it my turn? Okay. So I'm great.
Lindsay putting on her pumps to have a conversation with the girls was fucking cracking me up. I love that. She's like, all right, girls, here I am. I'm pumping. They just pull and pull. It really hurts. Okay, go ahead. Don't mind me, guys. Paige goes, wow. Don't mind us.
Well, anyway, I'm really great. Honestly, I feel bad that I feel good. Like, I feel like I made like the right decision. Like what made me feel like the right decision was that like literally like 2 days later, my dad called me and was like, I want to let you know that I feel like your personality's back. And I was like, Dad, my personality's always been the same. You're the one who left me. God. And then he's like, no, I like didn't realize like now, but like you're like so happy. And I just feel like I got my daughter back. And I was like, I know. It's like now you don't have to hear me talk about cricket machines and bees anymore, right? It's so much better. God, fuck Craig. Am I right, Dad?
And Amanda's like, yeah, I felt like there was something so different about you this summer. Can I just say, I thought this was Paige's best summer. I thought she had a great summer.
Yeah. So Paige is like, I was different. And I don't think I realized how different I was until we were out of the house. And I was like, ew, I had to eat kangaroo this summer. Ugh, I'm terrible.
I'm wondering if it was her favorite. I'm wondering if it was my favorite Paige summer because she had kind of decided to break up with Craig. So maybe her personality was already changing then. But I mean, I thought she had a great summer. So she's like, yeah. And then I was like having a panic attack, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going on medicine. And I called my therapist, and I was like, it was like a lot. And then I was like, am I being dramatic? Oh my God, can we try the breast milk? By the way, I want to taste what comes out of Lindsay. Like, does your milk come out expired just because you're old?
Does it just taste like Italian subs? She's like, okay.
So does milk come out of there, or is it already cheese?
How much of this tastes like Werther's Originals? So Lindsay like pours some shots of the milk on the rocks, and Paige goes, "What if I love it? Is this crazy? Is it weird that I love your breast milk more than Craig? Would that be weird if that happened?"
Oh my God, I want to marry your breast milk. Don't tell Craig.
It's so good. Like literally, I'm obsessed with your breast milk, Lindsay. She's like, really?
So now they talk about the breakup, and she says, okay, so I was all nervous with Craig and the tour, this and that. So then in November, he comes over for Thanksgiving, and he was like, don't you think about us hosting holidays like this for our kids? And one day we're going to do this. And I was like, sure, yeah. But then I really thought about it, and I was like, ew. Tiny little Craig's running around in like plaid and, Republican congressman hair. And I thought, no, I don't want this. I really don't.
Like, I'm kind of into fashion and he's into like drawing anchors onto pillows. And I don't know if that really works for my brand. So then he's like, I'm going to come to New York in the middle of December. Like, let's have a conversation. I'm like, absolutely 1000%. And we're like, while we're having this conversation in my apartment, he says to me, I really wish you didn't do this before you saw the ring. And Lindsay's like, what? Yeah. And so when he says that in my head, I'm like, this is why we're breaking up, because I don't know if you're lying right now. And you know, Lexi somewhere was like, that was my storyline. How could you do this to me? Trust issues.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, we knew Craig was full of shit. This was so
100%.
Vindicating, finally hearing the rest of this story, because Craig is just such a fucking liar. Like, oh, she did that after I bought the ring. Like, she made me buy a ring and she baked it out and everything. And then she dumped me. It's so full of shit, Craig. Of course. And Paige says, yeah, he says that he had it for a whole year. And Lindsay's like, I want to see it. And she goes, it doesn't exist, Lindsay. We will never see the ring. Did he ever post the ring on Insta?
It doesn't matter. Even if he does post a ring, there's no guarantee that that's the ring or even a ring that he owns and not just some image he got off of Google. So Paige is like, 2 weeks after we broke up, no one knew. So I put it out on the podcast so I don't hear from him. And I felt like I was very respectful on the podcast. I was just like, hey, everyone, I broke up from Craig. Hold on one second, Hannah. I just have to like laugh into this pillow right now. Oh, it's Craig's pillow. That makes me actually laugh more. Is this awkward? Anyway, so we break up. And I was very respectful. And then I was like, look, I don't want anyone coming for him. But then all of a sudden, all these rumors come out that Paige cheated on Craig. And that's why they broke up and all this stuff. So I sent him a text and I said, I'm getting annihilated. Can you clear it up? And he goes, I don't feel comfortable saying anything at this time.
And that's when he was dead to me. And so she's like, yeah, as a girlfriend, I defended the fuck out of this guy. I've fought people for him. Like, I've lied through my teeth for him. And after he refused to stand up for me, I said, you're dead to me. You know? So Amanda's like, well, I sent 3 hearts to Craig. And Kyle even texted Craig and said, how's the spritz? But Craig did not respond.
Paige is like, are you kidding me? Did not respond to Kyle Cook and his drunken ramblings late at night. That is so rude. By the way, I want to know what Paige lied about on behalf of Craig. I want to get to the bottom of that too.
The wedding thing, him not getting kicked out of Amanda and Kyle's wedding, was a big one where they all lied for him when he went and got in a fight with somebody because he was trying to do coke in the inside bathroom and they would only let him use the outside bathroom. And so he's like, you know who I am. And then he ended up getting kicked out. She said that was a lie.
There we go. That's good.
What else?
I don't know.
I'm sure we could think of some if we really tried, but I think that's the biggest one that I can think of.
That's a good one. That's a big one.
And then just a lot of his druggy antics that he was doing where she was like trying to repair his reputation when he was fucking up left and right, you know?
Especially in Winter House. Yep.
Yeah.
So Paige is like, you know what's crazy? Like, obviously we're all in our 30s. And the number one thing I've learned is like, it's not that my life is better or worse than what I imagine it to be. It's just not what I imagine it to be. But at the same time, I also feel like it's not what we pictured, but it's like also like, it's way better. And then Lindsay goes, this cracked me up. Lindsay goes, hi, love us. I'm like, you just took Danielle's moment and made it like,
yeah,
like, I'm not going to include Danielle.
I'll show you who's over, bitch. Just how Paige said it. She's like, I mean, look around at all of us. None of our lives turned out how we wanted, right? I mean, Lindsay's an old person having a baby with a man who's not here. Amanda's with a disgusting old person who decided to be a DJ. I'm fabulous and rich now. But, you know, it's better, right? They're like, oh, yeah.
Sitting here reflecting now that we're all in our 30s, in the case of Lindsay, our 130s, our lives are different. But they're good.
I mean, look, we could be here next year. God knows if Lindsay will even still be here. But,
I mean,
it's good, right?
No one expected this. You know, in the case of Lindsay, she thought she'd still be sitting around listening to her stories on the radio. But now we have television and the internet. It's exciting for her.
I mean, guys, we never thought we'd see a medical miracle like someone older than God being able to have a baby. But we did it. So that was great. Lindsay, are you going to tell your baby about the Big Bang? You were there for it.
Lindsay, can you show us the flapper dress that you got in 1926?
Lindsay, Gemma, your mother actually knew The Great Gatsby. So.
Your mother is Daisy. There, I said it.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of this season of Sommerhausen. Next week, I will be back recapping this with Page 6 Virtual Reality, Danny and Evan. So join us for that. And it'll be a 2-part reunion. So Ben will be here to close it out. And tomorrow is our interview with Below Deck Down Under's Chef Serena. So check that out. There's some good tea in there. And we will be back. I'll be back next week. Ben will be back in 2. Have an amazing trip, Ben.
Thank you so much.
We love you, buddy.
See you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always a party on Allison Block.
Our way is the Amber way.
It's the Foster and the Furious. It's Amanda Foster.
She can run my country. It's Angie McGovern.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto. Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Etchels.
We never miss her call. It's Diane Call.
Aaron McNicholas. She don't miss no trickolas.
Hava Nagila Weber.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
I go, you go, we all go for Hugo.
Jamie. She has no last namey.
She's our kind of mess. It's Jennifer Messer.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Get a bee in your bonnet with Lacey B.
Bringing the funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us. It's Lindsay D.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Fresh as a daisy. It's Maisie McHenry. We love her on the rocks. It's Melissa Cox.
Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
This is Livin' with Michelle Vivian.
I love ya, Olivia Williamson. Tastier than Flanderson, it's Rachel Manderson.
She sure is swell. It's Raquel.
Yes, we canna, it's Savannah.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
Let's share with Sharon Eldridge.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
She's VVIP, it's Amanda V. Can't lose when you're with Amy Baldwin.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Let's go into the woods with Guy Tubbs.
Who, what, why, where, and Gwen Pentland.
It's our queen, it's Queen Laifa.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Hail the Cork Master, the Master of the Cork, Jennifer Corcoran. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh. She's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo.
She gets an A, it's Kelly B.
We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
We're Ride or Die for Lisa Ryder Barron.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose. We're on the floor with Molly Dorset. There's a chance of meatballs, it's Rebecca Cloud.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
It's always a good time when you're wasting time with Bravo.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.